You are chatting with a friend in the kitchen. Your daughter walks in just as you say, "These school holidays have been driving me crazy." In that moment, your daughter doesn't hear the exhaustion in your voice from juggling everything. She hears, "I am too much for mommy. I am the problem." That narrative becomes her inner voice. Sometimes we don't realize how one innocent comment quietly shapes how our children see themselves. Today, I am showing you 7 hidden habits that silently weaken your child's confidence and how to rebuild it instead. Hi, I'm Nora and welcome to Mosaic of Motherhood, a channel dedicated to empowered parenting and personal growth. Here's the thing about confidence. It doesn't come from telling your child, "You are amazing" 10 times a day. Real confidence, the kind that lasts, comes from how children see themselves. And how do they see themselves? Through the mirror we hold up for them every single day. The words we use, how we respond when they struggle, the way we react to their emotions. Often we don't even realize these habits exist. Let's start with the biggest one. One, even I didn't realize I was doing it until a few months ago. Habit number 1. Unintended labels that stick even when we think they are not listening. Picture this. You are on the phone with your friend. Your child is playing nearby and you say, "Getting him to eat is impossible. He's so difficult with food." Or, "She's just not very friendly with other kids." So when your kid, who is 4, 7 or 11 years old, hears that, they start forming an opinion. Because in those early years, they have no idea who they are yet. So they look to the 2 most important people in their life, their mom and dad. And if mom and dad keep saying they are difficult, guess what? They become difficult. They become that fussy eater. I dive deeper into this power of expectations in this video. I've linked it here and in the description below. We rise and fall on the expectations placed upon us. Now, I understand sometimes we are just venting. Parenting is hard at times, I get it. But those casual off-the-cuff remarks, they don't stay casual. They become your child's soundtrack that keeps playing on their mind on repeat for years. And slowly they start losing confidence. So here's the shift. Instead of labeling their behavior, name the quality underneath and watch their confidence grow. Instead of saying, "She won't eat anything," try, "She knows what she enjoys." Instead of, "He's hyperactive," try, "He has so much energy and curiosity." Instead of, "She can't sit still even for a few minutes," try, "She's a hands-on learner who thinks while she moves." Did you see the difference? Same behavior, but one version makes your child feel capable and valued, the other makes them feel like a problem. And when kids feel valued, that's where confidence begins. But sometimes it's not what we say, it's what we do, which is where habit number 2 comes in. Rescuing them too quickly. When your child is struggling with their shoelaces or a puzzle or opening their snack, how long do you wait before stepping in? Because when we jump in too fast, we steal a powerful confidence building moment they could have had. That moment when they think, "That was hard, but I did it." No amount of praise from you can ever replace that feeling. Now, I am not saying let them suffer. I am saying guide. Don't just do it for them. Resist the urge to take over. Yes, it takes longer. Yes, you might be late sometimes. But they are gaining the belief that they can handle hard things, and that belief, that confidence lasts a lifetime. Habit number 3, praising the wrong thing. When your child shows you their drawing and work that they have done well, what do you say? If you are like most parents, it's probably, wow, you're so talented, or you are such a good artist. And that feels good. I mean, you are being supportive. But the problem is when you praise the person or just the result instead of the process, you accidentally teach them their worth is tied to being good. So, what happens when they try something new and aren't good at it? They avoid it. Because failing would mean they are not talented anymore. Here's what works better. Instead of you are saying you are so smart, say, I love how you didn't give up on that problem. Instead of you are a natural, say, you tried a really creative way to solve that. Instead of perfect, say, look at all those details you added. You really thought about this. Now you're praising effort, persistence, and learning. Things they can control. And when kids believe their effort matters more than their natural ability, they take on challenges. They try new things. They build real confidence. Habit number 4, rushing or dismissing big emotions. Your child is melting down because an outing got cancelled, or you took away screen time, or they didn't win a prize at a party, and you, exhausted, trying to keep the day moving, say, it's not a big deal, stop crying, it's okay. This teaches them my feelings are wrong, I am too much. And a child who doesn't trust their own emotions, that's a child who struggles with confidence for years. Here's the shift. Before you problem solve, validate. I know it feels really frustrating that we are not going out anymore, or not winning a prize makes you feel sad. I get that. You are not agreeing with the tantrum. You are just saying what you are feeling is real and I see you. When that happens, kids feel heard. They calm down faster. They cooperate more. And over time, they develop emotional confidence, the ability to trust their feelings and express them in healthy ways. That's a superpower. Habit number 5, treating confidence like a one-size-fits-all trait. Some kids are outgoing, others are reserved and quiet. And when we pressure them and say, why are you so shy? Go play with the other kids. We send a message that who you are isn't enough. Confidence isn't about being the loudest in the class or raising your hand every time. It's knowing who you are and feeling secure in that. This one feels familiar for so many of us parents because our society celebrates the loud and the bold. Here's what to do instead. Accept the natural temperament. If your child is quieter, that's not a problem to fix. Create spaces where they feel safe to open up. At home, on walks, during one-on-one time. Celebrate small wins. You ordered your food by yourself and I saw you were nervous, but you did it anyway. Teach them that confidence isn't about being loud. It's about expressing yourself when it matters. Speaking up when something's wrong. Asking for help when you need it. When kids feel accepted exactly as they are, they don't spend their energy trying to be someone else. They spend it becoming the best version of themselves. That's where true confidence lives. Confidence isn't built in one big moment. It's built in 1,000 small ones. A hug, a laugh, a patient wait while they struggle, a validation when they are upset. Happiness and confidence go hand in hand. And all of this, it's already within your reach. If you've been doing any of these habits, don't beat yourself up. I have made every single one of these mistakes. The beautiful thing is that you can start shifting today. Reframe one label. Wait 5 extra seconds before helping. Praise the effort, not the result. Validate one big emotion. Accept who your child is, not who you think they should be. Small shifts, big impact. Let me know in the comments below which of these surprised or helped you the most. Your comment may help another parent realize they are not alone. And if this was helpful, hit that subscribe button. You've got this, and I'm here with you.